Hi, welcome to the video. This is for one of my eBay auctions. It's a carbon felt cat can stove. I love cat stoves. They're extremely fast at boiling water. They're great in the winter, especially on mess, because you get a good head of steam. There's nothing to go wrong. They're very uncomplicated, no moving parts, and they're extremely light for the stove itself and the flexible aluminium scar protector. It's 14 grams for the lot. So without further ado, we're going to get this on and then we'll talk a little bit more. So 25mm of meth's going in there, and just give it a little while for the carbon felt to soak it up, and then we'll light that and start the clock. I've got 500ml of water from the tap, so it's reasonably cold. Okay, and let's get the clock sorted. Okay, so we'll light that, and all we need to do is to wait for the side to bloom, which doesn't take long at all, and you'll see it start to ripple out. And here it comes, and there we go. So that's full bloom. Pot straight on, start the clock, bring the clock where we might be able to see it. No, it's not showing up very well, but we'll do that anyway. Let's yeah, there we go. So we've started that. I'll come back to that when we get a boil. Yeah, and cat cans, I've got a great flame pattern. This is a Snow Peak 1400 pot, which is around, what do we got? About 5.5 inch diameter. And to be fair, that's near the minimum you'd want to use in terms of diameter. I find my MSR kettle works fine with this as well. I used to use cat cans a lot, but the problem I came across was you used to get a lot of flaring and pulsing, and that's down to when the pot hits the top of the can, it acts as a cold bridge and it starts sucking the heat out of the stove, but the carbon felt stops that. It stops all the pulsing of the flames and gives an extremely efficient burn and an even burn, and that's what you're after. Obviously if you're outside, you'll be using a windscreen. I sell titanium and aluminium foil windscreens in my other items, if that's what you're after. But yeah, it's an extremely efficient stove. I've put 25mm of meths in there, but I can get a boil on half a litre on a lot less. But for me, I just like the simplicity and the weight. Weight's the bottom line for me. All my stoves are made to be as light as I can possibly get them, because I'm carrying it. Okay, not a lot else to say now. We're at 1 minute 55, so we'll let that do its thing, and I would hope we'll see a boil around 5 minutes, which is reasonable. To be honest, I don't care much for boil times as long as it does actually boil. That's the main thing for me, and I wouldn't take a stove out that's marginal on actually boiling. Okay, so we'll leave that be now, and we'll come back when it's boiled. Okay, so we're just getting the first change in tone from the pot. Got 4 minutes 16. You can see the flame pattern's actually quite under control. There's not too much spillage up the sides. With an MSR kettle you get slightly more spillage, but I've not noticed any difference in fuel consumption or boil times. You'll get a lot of fuel in this as well. Easily take 3 ounces. Not the best stove for simmering with, but generally when I'm out I'm not cooking properly, I'm just boiling water for rat packs or brews. So, and there we go, we're at 5 minutes 19, and that is properly boiled. Don't know if you can see that. Put the light on. There we go. Okay, any questions, feel free to ask away, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.